Welcome to Phantasms Part 2. Remember walking on all of those netted fish in the fishing hamlet? Well, if those are fish, so all of these phantasms wash up on the shore of the fishing village. It appears they are a type of sea mollusk as they have the ability to grow their own shells, unlike, say, the hermit crab that inhabits the shells that are already there. In its second stage of development, it has grown a larger shell in a humanoid form. Later it abandons its shell, becoming the lunging monstrosities we see worshipping in the tunnel to the beach before Kaz. It is important to note that by this stage they appear to be vertebrate, that is, it looks like they do have a backbone. Is it possible that these familiars of the Great Ones later grow into some of the creatures in the fishing village? I cannot find any evidence that they do. If this is so, then the steps in which they manage to grow legs is woefully left out of the game, meaning that we have to assume the shellless version is the last stage of development. That being said, the sea creatures in Lovecraft's Shadow over Innsmouth desired to mate with the mortals of the village. As I believe the hamlet is strongly influenced by that story, it is only a small Lovecraftian leap to speculate that the denizens of the hamlet are the unnatural spawn of the prior inhabitants and the grown phantasms.
You was right far gone then, Obed was.
Now, hear me! There's things that's gotta be changed. Others will worship with us at meeting time, and certain houses has got to entertain guests. Them from the sea wants to mix with folks like they done in the South Seas, and I, for one, didn't feel bound to stop 'em.
So, what does this mean for the lore? Well, it challenges the lore that the empty phantasm shells are specifically from Ebertas, as some have claimed, found in the Chalice dungeons by the Healing Church. In light of the fishing hamlet, it's quite possibly here the Healing Church first discovered them, and that they originate with Kaz as opposed to Ebertas. This also challenges the idea they are a result of failed experiments, or a result of a creature who died, as defined in the Fextra Life wiki. Those who support the idea that the empty phantasm shells are related to Ebertas will no doubt point to the Augur of Abridus Hunter tool, which reads, Remnant of the Eldritch Truth encountered at Bergenworth. Use phantasms, the invertebrates known to be augurs of the Great Ones, to partially summon abandoned Ebertas. The initial encounter marked the start of an inquiry into the cosmos from within the old labyrinth, and led to the establishment of the choir. What lends this even more credence is that it is one of the only other items in the vanilla game which mentions the phantasms at all, leading us to relate the two. However, remember that there were a great variety of invertebrates, meaning there could be nothing linking the Augur of Abridus creatures to the empty phantasm shells creatures, except they are both a variety or type of invertebrates. The Augur phantasms, we are told through item descriptions, are related to the Chalice dungeons and Ebertas, while we don't learn until the DLC where the phantasm shells are found. And not by item description, but by visual confirmation. There is counter-evidence to this theory, however. The madman of the Chalice dungeon buffs his weapon with the shell. Doesn't this mean he found the shell there? Possibly. But I don't think this means that the shells were from phantasms of Ebertas. I think that this, and the appendages he wears, is evidence that Kaz was in the Chalice dungeons at some point, before she and the other Great Ones left Ebertas behind, or that the madman had been to the fishing hamlet.